It took almost 24 hours before Diana gave birth to her baby. It was very difficult for her since it was her first baby. She remained in the labor room until 6 p.m. the next day. At some point, the nurses asked her to walk around the hospital premises to ease the pain and to make the baby come faster. At about 7 p.m., Diana's baby arrived. Tekena was outside the labor room, waiting. After the baby came out, Diana was too tired to stand up or to even look to see the face of the baby. She doesn't know if the child was black or white. She just lay there, catching her breath, as the nurses bathed the baby and wore her clothes. It was a baby girl when the nurses were done. They brought the child outside the labor room and handed her over to Tekena. Here's your baby girl, sir. Congratulations, one of the nurses said as Tekena took the child from her. Thanks very much, Tekena said. He held the baby gently, like a fragile egg. He sat in a chair under a very bright light. It was already nightfall, so he needed the light to see the baby's face properly. He told himself he would not celebrate until he was sure the baby was biologically his. Immediately he looked at the child's face. Tekena saw that the child was half-caste. She was white, just that she took a little bit of black skin from Diana, her mother. Her hair was curly and long right from birth. Even from the child's face, it was clear to Tekena that the child was not his. Jones got my wife pregnant, and now he has been transferred out of Nigeria. Well, thanks to God that I took the decision to get married to another woman. I'm not in a disadvantaged position, Tekena said. The next morning, Tekena took Diana home without making any mention of the fact that her baby was white. He acted as if everything was normal. He even went shopping himself and purchased a lot of nice baby items. The baby looked so beautiful and it broke Tekena's heart that the child doesn't belong to him. Diana gradually recovered from the pain of childbirth and regained her abilities. She was still heartbroken that Jones left her alone when she needed him the most. She wondered why Tekena refused to talk about the issue when it was clear to everyone that the child she gave birth to was a product of cheating on deceit. I'm sure my husband is aware that I cheated on him. The baby clearly resembles Jones. She is white, and even a blind man could see that I cheated and got pregnant for another man while living under my husband's roof. What am I going to do? Diana asked herself one evening while breastfeeding her baby. The most painful part is that my husband is keeping quiet about the whole thing. I don't even know where I stand right now. I don't even know what he's planning against me. I'm not happy. To be honest, I am even scared, Diana said. That evening, the housemaid fell seriously sick. Everyone thought it was a simple malaria, but she soon became unable to move around the house or to do anything. Tekena came back from work and saw the condition of the housemaid and immediately became worried. When last did you see your monthly visitor? Diana asked the housemaid. I have not seen it for this month, the housemaid said. She lay in the bed in her room. Diana touched her body and noticed she was not running temperature. She looked into the housemaid's eyes and then drew her conclusions. I think she's pregnant, Diana said to Tekena, who was also in the room. How do you know that? Tekena asked. I'm a woman. Besides, she just said she had not seen her monthly visitor, which means she have been put in the family way. Do you have a boyfriend? So you have been opening your legs for men. How dare you do that in my house? Diana said angrily. You are jumping into conclusions. I think what we should do is to carry her out a pregnancy test first. I will go and buy the pregnancy test strips. You people should wait here while I drive to the pharmacy and come back, Tekena said as he left the room. When he was driving to the pharmacy, he said a silent prayer in his heart, hoping that the housemaid would be truly pregnant. I hope she gets pregnant. I'll be so happy. I can now truly become a father as it stands now. She's the only wife I have, Tekena said to himself. Soon, he was driving back with the pregnancy test strip. When he got home, the housemaid was told to go into the bathroom and bring a sample of her urine in a small cup. She stood up and did as she was told. When she came back, Diana dipped the tip of the pregnancy test strip in the urine and it came out positive. I said it that she's pregnant. I said it. Who got you pregnant? Start talking immediately before I will deal with you, Diana said. As she was talking, Tekena knelt down and lifted his hands up and started praising God. God, I thank you for making me a father through this beautiful and well cultured lady. Tekena said right in the presence of Diana. Honey, what do you mean? I don't understand what you are saying, Diana said with surprise. I'm saying I'm the father of the baby. I'm the one who got her pregnant. I got her pregnant because she's my wife. I married her properly and paid her bride price. And since she came into this house, I've been browsing her website. And now she's carrying my baby. I'm so happy. Sekina said as she stood up and hugged the housemaid tightly. So you got another woman pregnant. Not just another woman, the woman you brought into the house as our housemaid. Diana was furious when she heard all that Tekina said to her. Her heart flew into her belly. She had all along knew that her husband knew she was cheating on him, but she was not aware he had his own plans. It was devastating when she discovered that Tekina had secretly married another woman, thereby replacing her in the house. How could you do this to me, Tekina? I am not enough for you. Is my body not sweet enough for you? Why did you choose to disgrace me this way? What did I ever do wrong? After all we went through together when you were poor, now that you have found money, the next thing you did was to get another woman pregnant. Now you are claiming the housemaid is your wife. You said she's your wife. I don't believe you. You have been going into her room secretly every night. Now that she's pregnant, you don't know how to defend yourself. This is why you are saying she's your wife, Diana said furiously. She was so angry and agitated. Well, I don't owe you any explanation. But for the sake of clarity, I'll just explain again that the maid here is my wife. Her name is Ada, and from today henceforth, she will no longer be called the housemaid. She will also not be working as the housemaid. She will not be cooking, cleaning, and washing while you idle away. In other words, she's my wife, and you must be treated like a house help. You must accord her all the respect deserving of a wife, Okina said. This is not going to happen so far as I live in this house. How can another woman come into my house and take possession of my husband when I'm still alive? Ada, or whatever he says is your name, I will not allow you share my husband with me. My husband is mine and mine alone. No other woman has the right to come in here and take what belongs to me. You married me first, and so far as I'm concerned, you're just a side chick. A mistake that happened between you and your secret romance. Diana fired back, refusing to give up her position in the house. Stop calling her a side chick and mistake. She's my new wife. Give her the respect she deserves because she's carrying my baby. There's absolutely nothing you can do about this. I'm the head of the house and I decide what happens. Tekena was even more furious and vociferous than Diana. She's just not staying in this house. Didn't you hear me? I said I'm not going to be sharing you with another woman. I'm your only wife because when you were poor and wretched, I was the one who stood by you. I fought for you. And now that you have every good thing money can buy, you are bringing in another woman. No way. Ada, get ready. Pack your bags and leave this house. If you don't leave, you will see what I will do to you. You will regret ever knowing Tekina. Diana refused to give. Since it has reached the level of asking people to leave, I think you're actually the person who should leave my house. Take your bastard daughter and leave my house and never come back. You are no longer my wife. I have a new wife who is carrying my child. Tekina said angrily, pointing towards the door. You are calling my daughter a bastard? Diana asked. Is she not a bastard? Is she my daughter? Take the child to her father. I'm not the father and you know this. What are you still doing in my house? Are you waiting for me to drag you out before you leave? Tekina asked. We are not divorced, so I'm not leaving, Diana said. I who says I need a divorce to chase you out of my house? This is Africa, not America. Let me tell you, I have divorced you a long time ago. I have removed you from my heart. I no longer regard you as my wife ever since I discovered you were opening your legs for Jones. You got pregnant for him, right under my roof. You gave birth to the baby and still have the guts to talk and call yourself my wife. You must think I'm dumb. Now, before the end of today, leave my house and never come back. Tekena was now shouting with a loud voice. He was so angry. It was like he was ready to say everything he has not said for a long time. The emotions he bottled up were not pouring like tap water. He stopped a little to catch his breath and then continued to rant. Take your daughter to Jones in the UK. Or you can't go to the UK. He has used you and dumped you, right? He used you and dumped you, and now you are now alone with the child. That is the consequences of a treacherous relationship. You are going to face it alone, and you are not staying in my house. I now have a wife who is carrying my authentic child. Give us space so we can enjoy our marriage. You are no longer my wife. Tekena said. Diana was speechless. She did not know how to respond to all that Tekena was saying. She didn't know how to defend herself because everything he said was true. She just stood there as tears rolled down her eyes. Tekena and Ada left her alone to deal with her emotions.